Hi, everyone, and welcome back to season 5 of The Bachelor TLDR. We're back to tell you. Sorry.
Episode 5, not season 5.
Oh my God. Episode 5 of The Bachelor TLDR, season 1 of our podcast, but season 25 of The Bachelor. We're here to talk about more bullying in the Bachelor mansion.
No.
And to talk about an episode that Liz and I might not remember fully. And, for the most part, that's okay because the real important parts of the episode are what we remember and what we should talk about anyway. So,
And it'll be more than what I remember of the episode, which is nothing.
nothing. Nothing. That's how you say it in sign language, which I am learning.
Cool. Nothing. I like it.
Anyway, this episode starts off where the last episode left off, which is Matt James realizing that there are some bullies in the mansion. And the first thing he decides to do to address this situation is to pull pretty much everyone aside. They don't show all the interviews, but it's kind of assumed because there are like references to it later in the episode, but basically pull everyone aside and ask like about their take on the bullying. And what they do show is the new girls breaking down when asked about getting bullied. One of them breaks down, Brittany breaks down when, she has to talk about the rumor Anna spread about her. And so Matt pulls Anna aside and is like, hey, so this is what Brittany said happened. What do you have to say for yourself? And Anna is maybe the only person in the entire episode who admits that she did something wrong. And even then, it's like, I said something so out of character and I regretted it right away. And I just felt so bad. Not once did she apologize, but she admitted that she did it. She was like, it's just so out of character for me. I would never do that again. I've never done it before, which sounds fake. And then Matt says, everyone makes mistakes. And I get it. I've made mistakes. I've learned from them. I've grown from them. But unfortunately, this mistake is big enough that I just really don't see us moving past this. So can I walk you out? And so he walks Anna out, and Anna is the first person who gets kicked off. Can
I walk you out? Shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Whoa.
Yeah.
He's pretty brutal about it. He just sits there and he's like, look, it's not going to work out for me because you don't seem like a nice girl, and got rid of her. It was good. And then in the car on the way away, she is mortified. She's bawling her eyes out, like biggest ugly cry ever. Like she knows that she's fucked up, not just because of the way that she treated the girls, but that she's going to get so destroyed for this on social media. Like you can see it in her face. She's upset, but she's also just scared. And then she says something about how Matt deserves somebody who those words would never come out of their mouth. So
I don't remember that, but that's actually really sweet.
Yeah.
That's actually really sweet.
Like one and done. First thing, start off with a bang.
So the next person on the chopping block is Victoria. After Matt talks to Ryan, Ryan tells Matt that Victoria basically like tried to create this like really exclusive like cheers to all of the OG girls, basically like everyone except Ryan, and like just mean things about Ryan to Ryan, like just really trying to make her feel left out. And so Ryan's like really upset. Ryan's crying, and that really affects Matt. So he pulls Victoria aside, and Victoria just has this whole fucking meltdown where she's like, I can't breathe, I'm gonna die, if Matt kicks me off I'm literally going to die, and also like I should break up with Matt if he even thinks about kicking me off because I'm the only girl in this house who deserves him, and like I'm way too good for him, and just classic Victoria just being shitty. Not even, yes, say
Wait.
it.
So she said, if he kicks me off, I'm going to break up with him.
Like something like that. Like pretty much like if he kicks me off, he doesn't deserve me.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I'm like, she does realize if she gets kicked off, that's basically the same as him breaking up with you.
Yeah. And so they have this talk and she's like, I've never been malicious. I'm not malicious. It's only joking. Everyone knows it's joking. I'm really funny. Everyone laughs at my jokes.
Down, and Victoria is like shitting bricks, and she realizes that she's probably going to get kicked off too. So she goes over to Catalina, especially, who she took the crown off of last time, and goes like, oh, I was just being playful. Like, I'm just playful like that. Instead of apologizing. Oh no, I think she said, I'm sorry I took your crown, but it was playful. It was never anything more. Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
It was something like, I'm sorry I took your crown, but everyone thinks I'm funny, so it made people laugh. Like it was something like completely like she could have apologized, but then she just totally ruined it.
Yeah.
And so Matt actually doesn't kick Victoria off during this conversation. He says something along the lines of, you know, I really thought like you had a good heart. Like I could see that you like made mean jokes, but I thought, you know, you had a good heart and that like people were on board with it. But I have a lot I need to consider now. And so Victoria freaks out, and then basically right away, Chris Harrison comes in and says the cocktail.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Before this, when the girls start noticing that like Max kicking
yes.
off the show, the girls are overcome by this. Like everyone's apologizing, everyone's checking in with the new girls, everyone's going around and being like, oh my gosh, like how are you feeling, like what's going on, like all of these girls that were like bystanders for all of this, they all just start like apologizing and checking in and being like, I had no idea you were feeling this way, like oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So there's this like it just looks so busy on the screen. Like no one's just like sitting having a drink. Everyone's like, how can I rectify the situation? And like, yeah, it's crazy. And then Serena C puts it really well. She says, the amount of kiss arsery going on in this house.
Not the kiss-assery. Oh my God, I have secondhand embarrassment for these women. This makes me feel like I'm in middle school again. And I was embarrassing in middle school. I mean, maybe still am now, but it was definitely worse then.
Yeah, it's like actually super embarrassing how all these girls are going around being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for like X, Y, and Z that I did like 3 weeks ago and didn't apologize for. And the girls getting apologized to are like, this is bullshit. Like all of a sudden everyone's coming up to me apologizing because like now they have to own up to it. Like this is bullshit. It is not genuine. I don't believe it for a second. Tell us what happens at the rose ceremony.
Chris Harrison comes in. We don't really see much of the rose ceremony, but Victoria gets kicked off. Oh, actually, he calls the new girls' names first that he's keeping. So he calls out the 3 new girls that he's keeping. I think he kept Michelle and Brittany and Ryan. I think those are the 3 girls that he kept. And then I think he sent home
Catalina, Miss Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and then he kept a bunch of the other girls. He kicked Victoria off, and then Victoria, like, you know, they do the whole like Chris Harrison comes in and is like, so if you didn't receive a rose, please take a moment and say your goodbyes. And so all the girls like take their turns, like hug the girls next to them on the little podiums that they're standing on, and then got to Matt and they're like, oh, like wish you all the best. These girls are really great. You know, that's all you have to do. Victoria does not conform to this. She walks up, arms crossed in front of her, and is like, I feel sorry for you. And then just storms off. It was crazy. Do you remember? She said something else. Do you remember exactly what she said?
Well, after she leaves, she says in her interview stuff like, Matt just like kicked me off and I'm expected to give him a hug. No, like I'm not giving him a hug goodbye. He doesn't deserve that. And then she also said something along the lines of, I'm never dating a boy named Matt ever again, which then Bachelor Twitter lit up with memes of men named Matt, thank God. But yeah, I mean, look, Queen Victoria is no longer queen, and she passes her throne down to Kit and MJ, who were her like right hand women, who were like really mean and managed to like avoid getting put on the chopping block and like kind of avoid all this scrutiny, even though they were mean. Actually, the episode like opens with this like video of Victoria and Kit like walking down a path and crossing paths with two of the new girls, and Victoria and Kit are like shit talking the new girls, and then when they see the new girls they stop talking, and then they like cross paths, and then they start talking again about how disgusting the girls are, and like they're just so gross and so disgusting, I can't believe they're still here. Like I don't, it's just so mean
and so specific as well. Like if like maybe they do have reason to have a problem with it. Maybe the new girls weren't very nice